Hi ma'am, good morning. My PowerPoint presentation in PA5 Local Government Administration. Topics. Letter A, Local Government in the Philippines. Letter B, Philippine Government Structure Focus in Barangays. Letter C, Local Government and Devolution in the Philippines. Letter A, Local government in the Philippines. Local governments in the Philippines is divided into three levels: provinces and independent cities, component cities, and the municipalities and barangays, all which is collectively known in local government units or LGUs. Provinces and independent cities are organized as a local government region, but these administrative regions are not separately government in area with new elected government according to the Constitution. Letter B, Philippine government structure focus in the barangays. The Philippines is republic with a presidential form of government wherein powers is equally divided among the three branches: executive, legislative, and judicial. The government seeks to act the interests of citizens through its system of check and balance. Local governments serve as two-fold purposes. The Philippine administrative purpose is supplying goods and services. The other one is to represent involved cities in determining specific local public and needs and how local needs can be met. Letter C, Local government and devolution in the Philippines. The code devolution is defined devolution as the act by which government bestows power and authority upon local government units that perform specific function and responsibilities. Devolution is the transfer or delegation of power from a central government to subnational local authority. Permanent example of devolution include the power granted Scottish Parliament, the National Assembly of Wales, and the Northern Ireland Assembly in the United States. And that's all, ma'am. Thank you. Hi, ma'am. Good morning. This is my PowerPoint presentation of letter D, DILG. Full devolution to happen with issuance of EO or Executive Order 138. The DILG chief said executive order is a leap towards the provision of a more responsive and accountability to local government structure institute through a system of decentralization whereby local units shall given more powers, authority, responsibility, and the corresponding financial resources. Provinces, cities, and first to third class municipalities who have more capacities will enjoy more autonomy in managing their resources. The DILG will then focus and assess 4 to 6 class municipalities, so they will be better equipped to carry out the additional function and services devolved to them. He said in 1991, the local government could mandate the devolution of basic services to LGU. This was anchored on the premise that LGUs are in a better position to address the needs of their constituents and can therefore deliver better services. However, full devolution was never achieved because the funds necessary to implement full devolution were never fully downloaded to LGUs. A committee devolution will also created to oversee and monitor the implementation of administrative and fiscal decentralization implementation of executive order. Ensure the elimination of any regulatory fiscal control on the automatic release of LGU shares and adopt mechanism to ensure condition or continuous delivery of public services by the national government agency and LGUs. Among others, the DILG secretary will serve as co-chairperson of the conduct together. Among the committee members are the socio-economics, planning secretary, and the secretary of finance, the executive secretary, and the president of the League of Provinces, Cities, Municipalities of the Philippines, the La Liga ng mga barangay ng Pilipinas, and the Union of Local Authorities of the Philippines. Preparation for this fundamental change in governments, provincial governors, city, and the municipality mayors, and punong barangays to formulate their capacity development agenda and devolution transition. The DILG, DBM, and Bureau of Local Government Finance of the DOF, on the other hand, shall include public investment programming, resource mobilization, and budgeting in the capacity development of the LGU to ensure that allocation of the revenue allotment for basic services and facilities is in accordance with the Local Government Code, Republic Act No. 7160 and other relevant laws or PR. Letter E. Case study. 3 decades of devolution in the Philippines. How this has shaped health financing and public financial management. Data for the Philippines was mainly collected through this review, supplemented with expert interview. This review entailed a purposeful review of document and data that could be accessed online, including literature from local or national governments. International organizations develop assistance project and per review literature. When source lack LGU specific information or example, we saw information from stakeholder from Antique and Guimaras. The two partner province of think well in its strategic purchasing for primary health care project in the Philippines through 3 information interview with local expert. Result of this review were also validated with a mix of experts that focus on the country's health, financing, and overall health system. Given the complexity and diversity of the country PFM structure, the findings presented here are not intended to comprehensively capture all sub-national practices and policies. Instead, the information presented from the national all sub-national practices and policies information presented from the national and local levels illustrates some of the current realities, variabilities across the country, and reform trajectories and opportunities. The LGC, as well as the succeeding policies of the followed, resulted in health sector composed of many autonomous local health system run by provinces, municipalities and cities, but will weak ties to the DOH. Picture 1 shows the current organization structure of the health system under different units retained by the DOH, as well as those developed to the LGUs. The DOH coordinate with the different LGUs and the provinces, municipal and cities level to its regional department. However, this level decentralization governance and fully autonomous unlike the previous and district health system structure, leaving DOH regional offices with little influence on health expenditure and the way these resources are allocated at the local level or kapuno ribadineria, and include the authority and responsibility for local health facilities and direct prevention and management of health services such as health programs, promotive and preventive health care. In terms of organization, elected local chief executive governments its LGU. Its local government has a local health board.